An old man lived in the village. He was one of the unfortunate people in the world. The whole village was tired of him. He was always late, constantly complained and was always in a bad mood. The longer he lived, the more ill he was becoming and the more personal was where he was. People avoided him, but his misfortune became contagious. It was even unnatural and insulting to be happy next to him. He created the feeling of unhappiness in others. One day, when he turned 80 years old, an incredible thing happened. Instantly, everyone started hearing the rumor. An old man is happy today. He doesn't complain about anything, smiles, and even his face is freshened up. The whole village gathered together. The old man was asked, "What happened to you?" "Nothing special. 80 years I've been chasing happiness and it was useless. And then I decided to live without happiness and just enjoy the life. That's why I am happy now." So the moral in this story is don't chase happiness. Instead, enjoy your life. So good morning, Liberians, and good morning, Liberia. And we'd like to welcome you to the program today's paper. This program comes your way every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at about this time. And this is a program where we digest all of the stories in the print media. And my name is Mafida Kamara, and of course, I'm here with Lorena Colette. And together, we are going to be having ourselves a splendid time on this radio. For today's edition of the paper, we have with us four local dailies here today. We have the Daily Observer, we have the Independent newspaper, we have the Front Page Africa newspaper, and also the Impara newspaper of today. So we urge you to be there with us as we are about to dive strictly into the papers for today. So if you are watching us live online, we urge you to share our live video, share to many people as possible for us. And we have just 53 more days for elections. And of course, we are going to be discussing about peace because we need peace as all Liberians in this country. And of course, we are going to be talking about that on this program. So we urge you to be there with us as we dive quickly into the program here today. So let's bring this countdown to read you the headlines on the front page Africa for you today. So at the front page of the front page Africa, we have renewing calls for a war crimes court. Renewing calls for a war crimes court. And we have what the UP intends to do. And that, of course, we'll dive into that story later on in this program. So let's just bring to the back page of the front page Africa here for you. And basically, the back page of the front page Africa talks about sports. And at the back page of the front page Africa, we have Lasta FC ready to battle for first ever Champions League group stage. And of course, we have players from the Lasta FC, and they are holding their, and of course, they are holding their golden cup. So I'm now a lover of sports, so I can't tell you exactly the expression on their faces here. But what I'm seeing from the back page of the front page Africa, you can tell that they were actually happy. So let's take you back to the front page Africa, the front page of the front page Africa, and this other headline reads renewing calls for a war crimes court. And let me just read a chase of it. All of the labyrinth politicians have failed Liberia. They have also failed justice their people and themselves. Instead of being sent to prison where they belong, they are shamelessly accepting salaries from the people they murder. This is a shame. With the help of the international community, we shall compel their compliance. And this was a message from Hassan Belete. He is the executive director of Global Justice Research Project. And this other headline reads Front Page Africa taps into the manifesto of the former ruling Unity Party and why it seeks another chance to lead the country. So the headlines to this story is actually written in bold, in cap letters, yeah, these letters, and it actually indicates me from where I see on the front page of the front page Africa, we have the photo of Ambassador Jose Human Parker with his microphone in his hand and also his vice running mate, and then a people at the back of the picture. In the background, we see Joe Parker, good governance and rule of law. So let's just read you a gist of this paper and then we'll go strictly into the east side of the front page Africa. Okay. The party acknowledges that development is linked to the people and aims to elevate the quality of life for all citizens. Key areas of focus include promoting agriculture through marginalization, through enhancing rural infrastructure, upholding the rule of law, and the education and healthcare sectors. So you can get yourself the front page Africa and read the stories in details. And for more news, you can log on to www.frontpageafricaonline.com. And this is the Friday edition of the Front Page Africa. This is volume 17, number 156. And this paper is actually sold for 40 Liberian dollars. So you can get yourself this paper and read all of the stories this paper has for you. So let's go straight into the east side of the front page Africa. We are reading the east side story of the front page Africa. So let's bring the sound down. Let's bring the sound down to read for you the full article on the story here. In the headline to the story reads 925 candidates will taste defeat. Let me read it again. 925 candidates will taste defeat. NEC data shows 1,030 candidates are contesting for 105 elected posts. So let's read through a trace of this story. The stage is set for a fierce competition in the upcoming October 10, 2023 presidential and general elections as a staggering number of candidates 1,030 to be exact filed for 105 conflicted elected positions within the executive branch of the government and the legislature. While only a fortunate 105 will emerge victorious, the remaining 925 will have to accept defeat. According to data released by the National Elections Commission, the figures are as follows. So you can get yourself the front page Africa, and of course read for yourself what these people has for you today. So this is the program, today's paper, and let's just read for you the editorial in this paper. That's the gist of it. And the editorial of this paper reads reckless. Okay, let's just go straight into the editorial. In the midst of an already tense electoral process, the recent assertions by Emmanuel conclude in his economic freedom factors of Liberia serve as a threat reminder that irresponsible rhetoric can have dire consequences for a nation striving to maintain its high and peace. At a time when Liberia is gearing up for crucial elections, Concord endorsements of communism and his push for closure tax with Russian and other authoritarian regimes pose a significant threat to stability and also progress. So get the front page Africa to read the stories these people ask for you to do. So I will now turn over to Lorena Colette to read for us what she has on her side. So Lorena, it's up to you.
Oh, yes, Lord. Okay, so let me say thanks to you, Afila Kamara, for that splendid reading. So, in my hand this morning, I have the Independent newspaper, volume 22, number 173, And today is Friday, August 18, 2023. And this paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. The top story on this paper, some of the top stories are: maintain the peace. Swedish envoy follows Weir's path, warns Liberians against violence. And the other one says countdown to October 10 elections. 53 days to go. Wow. Okay, so I can see the photograph of Swedish ambassador to Liberia here, smiling dressed up in his gray coat suit, white long sleeves, and black net tie. And I can see him here on the front page of the Independent newspaper here this morning. Back to Monrovia, crossing over to Monrovia, CDC exhibits strong presence. And I can see the chairman of the Coalition for Democratic Change, Moluba K. Molu, here in auxilious mood. And I can see him wearing his CDC bearer, red, and the caption on the bearer is Coalition for Democratic Change. He's in a joyous mood on the front page of the Independent newspaper. So let's flip inside of the Independence newspaper here. Um, we have editorial of the front page of the Independent newspaper. We have the editorial says NEC must swiftly stop Thursday's bloody violence. We will read that subsequently on this program. So let's flip in. Also, the inside of the Independence newspaper here, we have replacement of lost and damaged cars. It runs from August 14 to the 19th, 2023. So if you are out there and your card, you don't have it now and it's missing, or maybe it was damaged, please, you need to go at NEC's office and get a new one for you. We shall enable you to vote comes October 10, 2023. So that's the information to those of you who lost your card or your cards were damaged. So we flip it and let's see the back page of the Independent newspaper here. A square photograph. I'm seeing the photograph of the 14 era emergency. Here I can see the building is really designed on the back page of the Independent newspaper. Also, I can see the President of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. George Minor Ware, and the Vice President, Dr. Joel Howard Taylor, on the back page of the Independent newspaper. And it says vote number 18. Ware and Taylor comes 2023. Vote for President Ware for improving the health sector. And there are lots of counts here why he should be re-elected. He should retain the post as president. So let me just take a few of them. It said increase doctor salaries from 700 to 2,000. Add 2,500 health workers to government payroll. After donor health food dried up, regular rise and increase salaries of over 500 supplementary health workers. Provided advanced home-based specialist training for over 101 doctors. Provided international specialist training for over 50 doctors. Vaccinated over 80% of Liberians against COVID-19. 7 best in Africa. Constructed the Emirates Hospital in Bapolu County. Constructed the 14 military hospital in Markibi County. constructed the Redemption Hospital in Cowell, Montserrat County, established the first dialysis center at the JFK Hospital, the first ever in the Republic of Liberia, and many more. So these are reasons that he should be re-elected as president of Liberia. So we flip now to the front page of the Independent newspaper. We will take a little gist of this story that says, maintain the peace. Swedish envoy follows Weah's path, warns Liberian against violence. So let's take a little gist of this story. Over to over 2.4 million Liberians are expected to cast ballots on October 10, 2023 for a new breed of national leaders, including president, vice president, and members of the House of the Legislature. Ambassador Sojourn made it clear that Liberians have the responsibility during the elections to protect the country's hard-earned peace and ensure its stability and progress. The Swedish envoy emphasized that the protection of the country's peace and its sustenance must be embraced by all well-meaning Liberians at home and abroad for a better future for all Liberians. He said the making of insultive or statements that have the propensity to cause chaos should be avoided. Application of physical assaults against one another and all other forms of violence and lawlessness should be discouraged nationwide. So that is welcoming from the Swedish ambassador to Liberia, urging Liberians, urging all of us to maintain the peace, as well as urging politicians to also uphold the peace, because Liberia is all we have. So we all have to try our own weak way to stay away from violence. Let's maintain the peace in this country as we approach October 10, 2023, the general elections in our country. So we now take the editorial of the Independent newspaper. Inside of the editorial says, NEC must swiftly probe Tuesday, that's Thursday's bloody violence. NEC must swiftly probe Thursday's bloody violence. On Thursday, August 10, 2023, a bloody violence involving supporters of the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change and the former ruling Unity Party occurred in the Formuman House community in Sinker, leaving at least 4 persons severely injured and scopes of personal belongings damaged or misplaced. One of the injured person identified by eyewitnesses as Darius B. Rope, believed to be in his late 20s and a protest supporter of the opposition Unity Party, was brutalized and his right ear subsequently chopped off. The incident occurred while Unity Party stand-up bearer Ambassador Joseph Yimambwaka was being escorted to UP's new campaign headquarters in the FE New Road community in Montserrat County, District number 9. That's a little just about this story about the incident that occurred on the 10th of August involving supporters of the Coalition for Democratic Change and the Unity Party. So that is just from my end, Mafila, back to you.
Okay, so for my end, I have the Inquirer newspaper, and this is volume 33. number 136. And this paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. And this is the Friday edition of the Inquirer newspaper. So let's bring the headlines for you here today. And the headline reads, Women calls for non-violent elections. Women calls for non-violent elections. And we have the photo of women signing peace manifesto. And we have most of them sitting on the grounds, and while others standing in the same picture here. And this other headline reads, Liberians must jealously guard the peace. Liberians must jealously guard the peace, says Conclo. And of course, we have Conclo on the front page of the Inquirer newspaper with his broom in his hand and wearing his traditional t-shirt and cap. And he's the political leader of the LPP. And he's actually smiling on this picture, I can tell you. And let's bring you this other headline on this paper. And men sent to jail for murder. Men sent to jail for murder, and that's not a good sign for us. You can get yourself this paper and read the full details on this story. And so this other headline reads, CSO saddened by conduct of political parties. And at the front page of the current newspaper, we have the CSO Council chairperson here. She has on her black blouse and her face position as someone who is very, very, very angry. So let's bring you the back page of the current newspaper. And today is Friday, as you are already aware, and the date remains the 18th of August 2023. And at the back page of the current newspaper, we have disaster agency identifies with fire fatalities. And from the pictures here, the pictures strictly demonstrate the scene from the donation. We have rise in some victims of the fire incident. They are also posted at the back page of the current newspaper. And this other headline reads, honoring our esteemed colleague, Speaker Tibo's laments at Bashir funeral. Countdown 53 days to the presidential and legislative elections. So we actually have 53 more days to the presidential elections. And I know Liberians are gearing up to participate in the elections. So let's go back to the front page of the Inquirer newspaper. Like I said, this paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars, so you can get yourself a copy of this paper and read for yourself all of the stories. So let's review the headline to the story and of course read you a gist of the story. We have women calls for non-violent elections. Women calls for non-violent elections. And the story reads, in a bid to ensure peaceful and inclusive elections, A cross-section of Liberian women has released a powerful manifesto calling on both citizens and aspiring leaders to refrain from violence during and after the autocratic general elections, championing the cause for. Okay, so let's just bring you this part. The manifesto, which was the manifesto, which also seeks to prevent the reoccurrence of violence, its devastating consequences, was released yesterday, August 17, 2023, at the close of the Liberia Women's Peace Summit towards a peaceful 2023 elections. The summit was organized by the Kowi Peace Foundation Africa in collaboration with the Early Johnson Sirleaf Presidential Center for Women and Development, including MADRE, that is Madrid, and the African Women's Development Fund. So you can get yourself the card newspaper and read for you the details to these stories. So let's read the headline to this story, and of course, a chase of eight. Liberians must jealously guard the pieces conclude. Liberian People's Party, that is the LPP presidential candidate Tiawanse concluded Liberian must jealously guard the peace that they are enjoying today by doing everything to upholding the rule of law. He said Liberia must not forget that their brothers and sisters from the economic community of West African states that in Liberia for them to have peace, stating that 17,000 United Nations peacekeeping force comprising citizens from nearly all continents of the world made great sacrifices in Liberia for peace. Conclude made these comments last night during the first fundraising dinner of the Liberian People's Party held at the Bele Casa Hotel in Monrovia. And of course, you can get yourself the Inquirer newspaper and read the full detail to that story. So let's bring you a taste of the editorial of the Inquirer newspaper. We have indeed security and misinformation remain challenge. Indeed, security and misinformation remain challenge. Liberia's international partners, namely the United Nations Economic Community of West African States, the African Union, and others have once again questioned Liberians, mostly politicians, to maintain the peace and stability of their country. These bodies stated that the maintenance of peace and stability of Liberia, along with its forward march in development, is more cardinal than anything wanting to be its leader would think. Therefore, the Farmington River Declaration must be respected. So, like I said, you can get yourself the Inquirer newspaper and read for you all of the stories in this paper. So I will now turn over to Lorena to read for you what she has for us and strictly dive into the discussion for today.
Okay, so the last paper here from my end is the Daily Observer newspaper, volume 23, number 154. Today is Friday, August 18, 2023. And this paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. The big stories, some of the big stories on this paper are Liberia likely to contribute soldiers for Niger intervention. And I can see soldiers, troop of soldiers on the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper here. Also, I can see the flag of Liberia behind them. Okay, that's one of the top stories here on the front page of the Daily Observer. Lofa superintendent taking money from plank dealers. Another one here. And I can see the superintendent of Lofa County, William Tamba Kumba, unlawfully imposed fees on plank producer in the county. I can see the photograph of him and some of the dealers here on the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper. One of the big stories here, a betrayer of trust, wears and workers hat with warlords amidst Liberia's cry for justice. And I can see the photograph of President George Manuel Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia. He's very serious on this paper. Also, I can see the photograph of former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Jose Newman Bwaka. He's very serious too on this paper. So let's flip in. Let's see what the inside says. FGN identified as a leading cause of death in African countries. FGM identified as a leading cause of death in African countries. We will take a little gist of that story when we come back after flipping through the paper this morning. So let's see the back page, what the back page says of the Daily Observer's newspaper. Government ought to halt proposed deal with deal with Dubai's wool carbon. Forest communities term it as threat to customary right to their ancestral forest land. So I can see the photograph of this paper, the forest, here on the back page of the Daily Observer newspaper this morning. So that is just on a headline on the Daily Observer newspaper, the back page. So we will flip to the front page to just take a little gist of this story that says Liberia likely to contribute soldiers for Niger intervention. The administration of President George Weah appears ready to contribute troops for the ECOWAS standby force, which is expected to intervene in the Niger military to restore President Mohamed Bazoum's government, which was overthrown in a coup last month. The Weah government, which has strongly supported ECOWAS efforts to overturn Bazoum's removal. Plans to join its neighboring countries, Ivory Coast and Sierra Leone, in contributing troops to the standby force. Okay, so that's a little gist of that story. So let me take a little of the story that says FGM identified as a leading cause of death in African countries. Female genital mutilation is a leading cause of death in the countries where it is practiced, with over 44,000 additional women and young girls dying each year. A new study reveals FGM accounts for more deaths in these countries than any cause other than infections, usually resulting from consuming contaminated food or water. respiratory infections or malaria and remains legal in five of the 28 countries where it is most practiced. Researchers are calling for FGM to be made illegal in Malawi, Chad, Sierra Leone, and Liberia, given that liquor change can lead to cultural change. They also said that efforts must be stepped up to eliminate FGM in countries where it is practiced. So that is just it, and this is a bad practice, the female genital mutilation, and this practice also in Liberia, and there is a need that this be eliminated. And it's not good for our young girls, our women out there. So if you want to get details of these stories, please purchase the Daily Observer's newspaper and get more, or better still, again, log on to www.liberianobserver.com and get more stories from the Daily Observer's newspaper. This paper is sold for 40 Liberian dollars. Back to you, Mafila.
And of course, we are back. We are back. We are back. So, Lorena, welcome back to the program. Today's paper, and of course, we are going to discuss our talking point with the public and later on open a few lines for them to call and put through their calls, and also say what you want to say to the topic on a discussion to get our view on what we'll be discussing here today. So, welcome back to the program.
Yeah, and it's my pleasure to be here.
So, tell us how your Friday going?
Well, the Friday is just cool, as you can see it, and it is my expectation today that those we have desires to eat it. When it is a Friday, someone would say the weekend just begins. So if the
Definitely.
weekend would be good, you would just see from the starting point. Yeah. So today, just waiting to see how the day will goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that is it. And of course, we are here again providing what we ought to do for the Liberian people. So we are here, and basically today Liberia celebrates 20 years of peace in the country. So we
Yeah.
are going to talk about that a little bit. In probably you can talk about the replacement of photo registration cards that you were talking about.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that a little bit for today. Our focus are going to be about the peace of this country. What should young people do to maintain the peace that we all enjoy in the country? What are some of the things that we should do to maintain peace in the country and also avoid violence in the country and violence against women? So when we're talking about violence, we can just forget about women because we know that they are mostly affected, especially during electionary period. So we cannot forget about them. We have to keep talking about them as we talk about violence. We have to make mention of them. So that's a talking point for today. So let's just talk about the placement of voter registration card.
Hmm.
So I learned that the National Elections Commission is requesting $5 United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Liberian dollar, it's in Liberian dollars. So those of you that misplace your voter registration card, they are saying that if you want to get it, you have to go to the National Election Commission head office. You get yourself your card with your $5. But we are going to look at that amount you have already attached to the getting
They
yourself
get,
the voter registration card because they say it's constitutional.
yeah.
Yes, so we are
Yes.
going to look at that. So when the process will start, tell us.
So from the information here, it says the process already started. It
Okay,
ends the 19th of this month.
of this one.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah, yes, today is the
today is
18th.
the 18th.
So
So
tomorrow.
tomorrow, hopefully, the process will end. So those of you out there, you misplaced your card. Maybe it was damaged or you misplaced it. It is about time you go at the National Elections Commission office here
Mm-hmm.
in Monrovia. I don't know whether they are doing it in other counties,
Mm.
and this is what I don't
I
know, but
think
I
so. I
think,
think so. They get
yeah,
they do have that self
they will do
registration in
that
all
in
of the
other
counties.
countries too. So maybe you can go there now and get another card that will qualify you to vote comes October 10th, 2023. So if you don't have that card, you will not certainly vote. You will not vote for your president, you will
Mm.
not vote for your representative, you will not vote for your senator.
Definitely.
So
So
anybody we vote for, we just
mhm.
have to accept
Yes,
it.
because you don't have any say to
Yes,
say in the election. So since we are talking about voter registration cards, we do have a missing ID card here.
yeah.
The person last name is K-A-R-R, and the person is a male. And let me see that first name, Sabe. Like this is a country name, but it is spelled Sargbah. And the
Mhm.
person registered right in Mosquito County. And the registration center code is 30309. So if you are listening to the radio now, you can come to Force of Lab Bureau and get yourself a photo registration card. So
Yeah.
someone actually brought these cards here for us to make the announcement. So if you are listening, you can come here to Voice of Liberia and pick up your card. So basically, we know that Liberians will not be satisfied with that amount,
The
that
five
$5,
dollars.
because we know things are actually hard.
And so
But
not,
it's
not, not,
constitutional,
not
so
everyone will have that $5 as you said.
it's
So when
difficult basing
someone
on
here is
$5.
saying $5, the person will just say, then just forget about it.
Forget about it.
Because the $5,
Mm.
why you supposed to buy your little
Because
food
once
to
you tell
eat
the party
looking at
say
the
yeah to get a
country
card
now?
back is
Yeah.
$5. So
Five
$5 are not
dollars,
getting now.
9:30.
And you
So
can imagine how many cups of rice they can
rice,
buy
you
with
can
that
buy with
one.
that.
For with just
But it's good.
option, yeah, to
Yes,
go
it's
get a
good
card.
to get
It's
that
good.
card
Mm-hmm.
because time will come that that card, some places you want to go or some things you want to do. Maybe your SIM card got missing, you want to get new one.
Mm-hmm.
You go at Lone Star office or Orange, you will not get them if you don't present your voter card. So it's
Definitely.
good that you have the card. Even if you eat today, you eat tomorrow, say, get that five
Get that
dollars and go to NEC's office and get another new card. Yeah,
definitely.
it will help you.
So we
So
are
we are
just
encouraging
encouraging
them.
you. Yes, we know things
To,
are hard. Things are
yeah,
very very hard. So despite that, you have to get yourself your voter registration card because some of them are already making up their mind say Macalo. So I ain't
Macalo,
going
so
my head. In fact, I don't even know for anybody
I'm
say,
14
but it's
already.
not about
So
in
please,
42 it is important
it
because
is
once you
important.
not vote, other people will vote and make that decision for you. And
Hmm.
imagine that 6 years of your life you just live up to the decision other people make for
Make
you.
for you.
So it's just better on your part to go get your card, your voter registration card.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, so the next one you said we're
We are
talking
talking
about
about peace.
peace.
Definitely, we are talking about peace. So, the Accra Peace Agreement, we all know it was signed August 18, 2003, and today, the 18th of August, makes it
20
20
years.
years of
Mhm.
peace that we have all enjoyed in this country. On unrupted peace we have all enjoyed in this country. So, we are going to be talking about peace and also talking about violence because you can't talk about peace in the midst of violence. So we are going to be urging people to abstain from violence in the country. And basically, what I've observed recently from Liberians as a whole, I'm not going to attack any political parties or any candidates in the race or in our district or county as a whole, but I'm just going to talk from what I'm seeing. So recently, I have observed that most of the balance of political leaders along the road, in the morning, you just woke up. You know, if you take the person panel, if you take the person platform from there, at times you will see the person picture, or sometimes you see the person platform, what the person intend to win the district or the county there, and the person picture.
The
And
thought the
that
pictures are
is
very bad.
very, very bad.
It has the propensity also to lead to violence.
Yes, yeah. Because the
So
thing is very easy. You already have your right to vote or to voting. So why can't you wait
why?
once or two attend a precious yeah, go do your thing. Or in case you are not in favor of that particular candidate, you don't have any right to go tell that person balloon.
You are
Let that
not to
person
do that.
posters remain on the wall, remain hanging till otherwise order. but you don't have no right to go take that person panel or to go tear that person picture. Just like when I was coming to work and I saw similar to in my community, they will more put all the people or platforms she put or fan pictures and all the things she said she'll do for us in the
Mm-hmm.
district. See, I'm passing, I ever see the one picture for all the agenda, and most of that thing is usually done at night. People will
At
just go,
night.
and I guess I person use
Yeah,
recently
at night.
because they telling you a
Because
way
they
that
might see the person who is doing that.
yes,
And I guess anyone who will be caught doing that, they will
mm,
be dealt with. I think.
yeah, and a
Yeah,
person just
so
use plate, they tear
it is
it,
very
you're
bad.
just careful, talk a person before that. So the only thing you can see on a panel is the
A
person face,
person
no
face.
name,
Really.
no name.
So even when someone in that district is supposed to
Mm-hmm.
vote
Vote for
for
that person.
her, the person
The
don't
person will
even
be
know the
confused, they don't
name.
even know the name.
So it's
And we
very
are
bad.
actually speaking against that this morning. So if you are in the habit of doing that, you should stop it. It's not good. So if you see other people and or who you know you are not you support, pass away. I mean that can not I get nothing to do with you.
Mm,
Just go to where you want to go. Or if you know that that person is stirring up your spirit, once you reach to that particular point, try to turn your face to even face. He passed away, but let the person cannot be there. And one thing Liberians forget to know is they put you really spend money behind all of the flyers, things they can put posters, they can put up. They can really spend money, so we should look at it from that way. If you are if you have the candidate, let that candidate banner be up, pass your way.
and the
So how will
banner
you
is
feel that when somebody tell candidate and banner or
banner.
flyers? How will you feel as a person?
It is not very good. I think that most especially the young people out there,
Mm-hmm.
we need to do away with violence as we approach the elections.
Definitely.
Because the country here, it is only the country we have, this country Liberia. This is a country that will never be deported from.
Mm-hmm.
So if you not keep the peace and God forbid anything happens, where you even have anything, you even have backing, you even have people that you ready say you voting for or you doing these things for, they
Mm-hmm.
will not even look at you
No,
tomorrow if anything's happened.
because they
So
all be fighting for their
yeah, they'll
families
be
and
fighting for
themselves here
themselves and their family
to leave the
to
country and
leave
all
the
of that.
country. Where you there, you're being into it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm appealing to all young people out there, please, let's keep the peace. Let's stay away from violence. We can go out, you talk about your candidate, and just forget about the other person. Even the person not do what you wanted for them to do, just forget about them. You can convince anyone to vote for your candidate the way in which you will say it in that
Mm-hmm.
positive manner,
Yeah,
but
so
not
that's
going to do violence or say the other person not like this, the other person like this, the other person I will vote for the other person. Just
mm-hmm.
talk about what your candidate can
Can
do,
do.
what the candidate been doing, or what the other person to vote for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that is
Yeah,
just
so
it.
basically, because of Liberia, we have been one of the institutions in Liberia already been telling people to engage issue intellectually. If you want to present your candidate platform to your friends, it should be man enough or more enough to know how to speak about your candidate for involving yourself with violence. No, don't encourage that. And it's one thing I really love about the Coalition for Democratic. So recently they had a press conference in which of course I was in attendance and I listened to the chairman talking. And you were even urging his supporters, the supporters of the Coalition for Democracy to stop it in case they are doing it. They should stop tearing down balloons, opposition
Violence.
balloons.
That is
Because
wrong.
yeah, it is not a way of the party.
Yeah.
So I
So
think it was very, very good on that part.
yeah.
And Lorena, I witnessed or scenario at still recently where Major Kochi went to speak with intellectuals at that forum there and also in attendance too. So when he came there calling to what we witnessed or heard, I think it was this guy who was once part of the party because I think it was because of certain reason he was disenchanted and then he left the party. So then he went and joined the United Party. He had on United Party t-shirt and all. So when Major Koshi was talking, they reconcile like the president usually saying, yeah, calling on his supporters to come back to the party. If he has wronged them as a leader, he apologized. Say if he wanted to for forgiveness, similar thing. So while Major Koshi apologized, everybody in the make peace. So all of a sudden, they just took out the United Party t-shirt and threw it on the ground. he took out that share and threw it on the ground, which of course was not put on his spot. And I love what the mayor did. The mayor actually pick up that t-shirt and give it to the leaders of CEOs, saying that they should turn the t-shirt over diplomatically. But not just to take
Not to
it
take it
and web,
just
I mean, drop it on the ground or probably take it and web his shoes or this stuff. He actually practiced exercise leadership in a particular setting. I was very impressed by what he did that particular day. So that's the same
yeah.
thing.
So this is just what all
Mm-hmm,
politicians should be doing. So
mm-hmm.
just preach the message of peace to their supporters.
Yes,
If you see your supporter maybe going the wrong way
you
and
as a
you
leader, yeah,
think
you
it
dare
is
to.
not right, you are to put them on the right path because it is you that they can listen to.
Mm-hmm.
So anything you tell them, they will listen to it. So it is about time politicians out there preach the message of
Peace.
peace to the citizens, to their supporters, that when they go out to, they will not act any way or do anything that is not, in the right path of this country that
Mm-hmm.
will lead to maybe chaos, that will lead to violence, and that will cause the country to go somewhere else that we don't even want to go or even expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So, politicians out there, those of you that are vying for various positions
Mm-hmm.
in your county, in this country, you are to preach the message of peace to your people. Tell them what you can do. Don't go and start talking about other people. Talk about yourself.
Yourself, yeah.
Yes, talk about yourself. What you think you ought to do for them? Not what Mr. X was there, he never did for the people. No. Talk about what you think if you get there, you ought to do for them. Just forget about that person who was there. Because these are things that can cause problems.
And to
If
me,
you start
Lorena,
answering people,
and to me, Lorena, it's just a waste of time. Because let's just say me if having for a particular position, and then for instance, I only get 30 minutes to talk to the people there. Say imagine I will spend my 30 minutes talking about every candidate
different
instead of talking about
candidates
my own
talking about
platform or what
yourself.
I've decided to do for the people. That's just a clear waste of time for you as a
Hmm.
candidate in a particular district or county.
Yeah,
So
sure.
the time you take to denigrate other people, just go ahead, you present your platform to the people. Because in my district, like for instance, if I talk about my candidates or if we're having a little discussion with my friends and say, oh, you will more why you not support your friend? I say, Mathieu, I'm not going to take on any podium or I'm going to speak to any intellectual form to go denigrate somebody. Why no say I will not support them the other. So what I can do is to talk about my candidates. So maybe the few friends I have, I talk to them. Or if in case I don't even want to talk to them, say even the election, I just go out to my late account and stay to my house, I go to my work. So we are urging you politicians, candidates, if you are in your respective districts, you're in the habit of causing chaos or instigating violence or telling your supporter to do this, to do that is
Yeah,
not
that's
good.
on a cover.
Yeah,
And these
it's
are
not
the
good.
same young people be there that be creating more enemies for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
After the elections, these people that you are answering, you will see them. It's possible that some of these politicians,
Will not
maybe
be
if
nowhere
they
to be
win for the election,
found.
all of them can go together, they can call each other, you know.
Mhm. In
You
fact,
don't
some
know.
yeah, most of them will leave
Yes.
the country.
Surely.
They can leave the country and go sit elsewhere.
They
They don't
can
enjoy
sit as
themselves.
well, and then they have that fun time with each other that they
Mm-hmm.
are contesting. But when they come now in front of the
Their
supporters,
supporters.
they say they didn't like the other party, they didn't like the other person. Then
Mm-hmm.
you, the supporter, you are there, you are not wise enough, you are there insulting that candidate, that other candidate, you are there abusing, talking all kinds of things, creating more enemies for yourself in your own community. Everybody know that you for party S. Everybody know that you're supporting the other person
Mm-hmm.
and you there, you will not even tell people why they should vote for that person that you're supporting. But you are there bringing out violence. You are there insulting. It is very bad for young people out there. It is really getting worse and worse. So I'm encouraging young people out there. If you are listening to me, please let's keep the peace. Let's keep the peace. You
Mm-hmm.
can go out there, you talk about your candidate in that polite manner. It could be
Mm-hmm.
at an intellectual forum, a place you just argue constructively. Not
Mm-hmm.
something that will lead to violence. Because you can see sometimes when they act during that arguing, even if
Yeah,
you in boss, it's not
it can be
easy.
easy.
So please, let's abstain from that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So, and Lorena, we also need to stress on violence against women during these elections.
Sure.
Yes, like the other day, I was on Monday, I was talking about the incident that happened in Papolu. Anyway, it was alleged, but we'll keep talking about it. Probably is still ongoing. It might occur anytime from now. So we are urging candidates, especially male candidates in this specific, to stop violence against women. So like we said, most of them don't really know what they want to do for the Liberian people.
Mm-hmm.
And they will just go to a particular place, they start talking, say, the other woman, yeah, she didn't in a race, she not married, yes, are you kidding me? The constitution requires that before somebody contests for a particular position, they should be married. Other one is intimidation.
Sure.
It's making a person to stay away or to escape from the process. And we are not encouraging that. This is a constitutional country. Wherever
Everybody
they have
has
that
right.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, to do
To do
whatever
anything.
thing they want to do.
Sure.
So the person feel necessary not to get married and want to contest
Contest.
as maybe president or representative. Just allow the person to do what they think is best for them and the people that they want to lead. But
Sure.
then the person say because the person the other woman not married, she doing the other one, she doing the other one, like what they can say about working to know, she was in pattern trade, she show up body all around and so what?
So, Manfila, that is just the trick of politics. As soon as you get into it, anything that you not even know, you never knew about when you were a little child, you will just see this information coming up. So, I'm just urging our females who are in this race not to give up. Don't listen to your male counterpart. They are there to make you that way to feel that you can't make it. Say,
Yeah, to
let
feel
me
less
just
important,
less
yes.
important just to degrade you, for you to say, let me just leave the race. I know that I will not make it. Always have that hope.
Mhm.
You know what you're doing for your district, you know what you're doing for your county, you know what you are there for, and you will do. So even when they are talking all these things, and you know that it is not your habit, it is not your behavior, just don't listen to them. Just what about doing what you're able to do. Don't talk about these things because people who just go and answer people talk about their characters. These are people who are not really I can say
They don't really have
they're
nothing to
really
bring to
yeah,
the table that
logical.
somebody
Yes,
else say.
they are not logical. So if you want to really give out your plot, what you will do for the people is put it enough to just go and tell them. Don't go and talk about that woman that also contesting along with you. Don't talk about her. Yeah, so Mafila, I
Yeah,
think
so
we have
we'll take calls
Mhm.
soon. We'll take calls, but I just want to say that to our aspirants, I'm talking about the candidates and I'm talking about female candidates. Insults during elections, you just be like, oh, somebody will say praise and worship song for you.
sure.
Because whether he contesting for a political seat or not,
Not
that thing we can hear on the street already.
every day.
So if you go in these elections, if you know that you want to win, if you know that you have something tangible to offer to the Liberian people, don't make things like that
To discourage you or
discourage you
something.
or make you to stop what you are doing for the people. Continue doing what you think is best for the Liberian people. So things like that, I mean, I just consider it as men or nothing, you will not carry you anywhere. So things like yes, put it at the back of your head and move on with your mission and see how best you can help to transform the situation of the country in your own capacity. And one I take here, I want to stress on Marina. We are in a campaign season, and as such, politicians have started going from communities, districts districts to propagate their message, which of course is very cool, excellently well.
Mhm.
And imagine somebody seeking re-election where they are married since the people voted, they are married going to the district to ask, oh, what going on here, my people?
Mhm.
What happening to you? What are some of the things you're facing in a place or in the community that need help? So over time they have not been doing that because it's election time you have seen them, they have started going in your communities. They have started like going to your house sitting or you having discussion or you as if to say the time you put in there for the first day said they not do it before. They not do it. We never did it. It's because they want your vote. It's because they want you to put them back into position. That's why they are coming out in there to say they are your friends. Like my mother usually say the boy is in your court.
Yeah.
We the Liberians as a whole, the boys in your court. So it's about time that you think critically before going to the pool on October 10th. Because I think what the politician is doing, like you show off. Oh, it just to say one man or woman. You do everything
They'll do
possible in your
everything. Only
position to
what
get
they
that
win.
particular person. So you get you forget what you. That's the thing when the politicians are looking. Only a few of them are genuine like in the scenario I just said. Only a few of them, but majority of them, there's something else. So it is up to you, the voters.
Yeah, so vote wisely.
Vote
Don't be carried
wisely.
away by maybe catch
Mm.
or rice and other thing. They will come with these things, but you need to think critically. You're voting for yourself. You're voting for the future of your children.
Mm-hmm.
You are voting for the right person that you think could lead you for the next 6 years. So
So
don't just
we want,
vote any
yeah,
way. Yeah,
anybody that
anybody.
because we
So you
don't
need to
want after
vote.
the election
Vote
there
for
we
the
not.
person what you been seeing
Mm,
working for you. You looking at the presidency now.
mm,
We know that President George we have really been doing it for the past time.
definitely.
The past 6 years, he really did lots of jobs in this country. And I think he should be retained as president for the
And
future.
someone might have a contrary view to
Yeah,
what he
but
just
that's
said.
my own
And
opinion. And
that's the
I know
essence.
this is why he already doing it. People are seeing it.
And
And
that's
it's
the
work.
essence of election.
Yeah.
Some people motive for you and then go to the polls and choose whoever they
Yeah,
want
so that
they
is
think
just it.
is best suited for
So
the
everybody
work.
has their own opinion to me. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that is my own opinion, and that will be the person I will be voting for. So you two have to sit logically and think that, oh, what Lorena is saying, I think is the right thing she's saying. So let's go and vote for him because he will change our country for the next 6 years again when he runs.
So for my end, I'm just encouraging the voters because I don't even want to include myself. I'm encouraging every one of you out there. These elections, mo obi apple wow, kolo kolo. You go into the push shine your apple. If they play stack, use cell phone light. I don't know whether it will be a line cell phone. But I guess the place will be clear enough to see who you are going to be voting for. It is up to you. Whoever person you deem necessary to come on this country, we all feel the same will be falling again for one possible thing.
Mhm.
So that's it. So
Yeah. So
let's take
everybody have
us
to vote wisely,
wisely.
vote for that future. And so our women out there, we encouraging you. We appreciate you for you to get in the race again
Mm-hmm,
because we encouraging women participation. We
definitely.
want to see more women in the House of Representatives. We want to see more women in the House of the Senate. Yeah, to make more laws. Because when
That
you
will
guys are
protect
somewhere,
you.
when you're somewhere you can make everything good. You are so special people, the
Mm-hmm.
women out there. So they men there when they're talking about anything about you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't think
And
about
I
it.
just
Yeah,
said, don't be
y'all know
envy.
that the work you're doing in your county, know very well if your people want you back, or maybe if you are just contesting your first time, and the people know the thing you've been doing in the county, they want to re-elect you, or they want to elect you. That is it. The people
Mm-hmm.
will do that. Even our men are talking all kinds of things about you in your county. Don't listen to him. If you go out to campaign, talk about yourself. Talk about what you will do for the people and just forget about who is contesting with you. Don't think about these people. Just focus on what you were able to do, your platform you are giving to the people. That is just it.
Okay, so let's open the phone lines for you to put through your course and talk to us about peace. What should young people do as we head to the general elections? So call us on the number 0770907907 080907907. Put through your course. We are here to take your course. So we are talking about peace. What should young people do as we are all aware that okay, so let's take this call. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How you doing?
Yeah, we are doing great. Go ahead. What is it?
Yeah, I'm blessing. I'm calling from mostly the city of Tomoto County.
Okay, go ahead, blessing.
Yeah, you see, I just been monitoring the issue of what people are discussing in the media.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very cardinal issue, very important thing. Every Liberian really out to know, how to know. In the
Mm-hmm.
sense that when it comes to the issue of election always does not involve a case of violence. I think this is the point that's correct. And another thing has to do with the issue of a particular extent or a particular lawmaker to have issues in the beginning of the party the government policy because it's a good decision right of every administration
Mm-hmm.
to the full of the constitution.
Okay, blessing. Thank you. Let's take this call. Let's take this call. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. I'm calling from Grandmaster County, and I'm just glad we did it.
Okay, Mr. David, go ahead.
Yeah, listening to the young girl still, I think you people are spoken very well. As you see the issue of our young people, they are very less busy. They have no job to do. I mean, once a man is less busy and has nothing to do, and the man is hungry, probably you will go for little or nothing. You have to go for something to sustain that. I think these are the problems we are facing in our country. But when the young people are very busy, they got jobs to do, they are going to their work. I don't think they will follow one or allow them and then they know how to carry in the street. But
Then
I
what
mean,
should
you
the
just
other young people do who are not working? What they should do to maintain the peace in the country?
uh,
The other young people like talk about who are not working and as you said, they are responsible for most of the things happening in the country as it relates to violence. So I'm asking what should they do as we join near to the October elections? What should young people do to maintain the peace in the country?
well, I'm sorry I'm not getting you well, but
Okay, then call back, please call back. So call us on 0770-907-907-080-907. We are here. My name is Martina Kamara and I'm here with Lorena Colette and we are talking about peace. What should young people do as we head to these elections? Let's take this caller. Good morning.
hello.
Yeah, good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, you are discussing peace.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing about like what happened to me, I got a house where I'm calling you from. Like the whole area animals, like the king, even when you go to somebody's house, you want to go a banner there, I think your duty is to ask.
Yes, ask the person, yes.
But it wasn't like that in my case. As I speak to you, I'm from the military party.
Mm-hmm.
Now they tell me import the banner from CDC. But I told my children that to, remove it.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but I know my party that I'm coming from. So if they are looking at movie, it wasn't confusion. After that, I movie, I did when they're making the example coming home there, I didn't have problem with it. But I am living in the house. I did not go the party that I'm coming from. So, sometimes the children, we need to call them and, if students, you go to somebody, probably you want to do those things, you tell them, my way is just wait for the person answer and see what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I restrain my children not to even move it.
Yeah, that's
I
the best
don't
thing
know.
you did. Okay, thank you for calling. That's the best thing you did as a father. Let's take this other call. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Tell us your name. Where you calling from?
Yeah, how are you?
We are doing great. What is your name?
This is Angus Slomo. I call from EL Johnson.
Okay, Angie, go ahead.
Yes, I want to tell you guys about the first here is that we should understand both of the journalists today that you listen to on the airways are young people, talk show hosts, and new presenters what have you. They are talk show hosts, and they are the ones who are sometimes promoting violence.
No, you
You
can't
see,
say that. Okay, thank you. It means they didn't put our own radio. They didn't promote violence. We don't do that here at this station. Let's take
uh,
this call. Yeah, good morning.
yeah, good morning.
Tell us your name. Where you calling from?
My mom is calling from Jersey.
That's gonna go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to encourage the president, President John Manuel. Uh, we still presidential for special people, but yeah, because I understand my presidency not for special people.
We are talking about maintaining a peace, so we are
Yeah,
not talking about the
yeah,
president in particular. What should young people do? We are talking about young people. I guess you are a young person and want to hear your view on what we should do to maintain the peace ahead of the election.
okay. This is young people, we should think, never think that it's something for everyone of us, and
Okay.
nobody can make it better. No other country, no other person will come outside the country make the country better. It's not ourselves. So
Okay.
we should be sensible to ourselves to know that there's nowhere that we can go and live better than that. The Lord made the place as a better place. If you go to the pool, go there with your caution. Know that what you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for another person.
Okay,
The
my
Lord
brother.
will help you in that prosper.
Okay. Thank you for calling. Let's take another call. Good morning. Okay.
Yeah, hi, um,
Yeah, what is your name and where you calling from?
can we just know what
Okay, well, go ahead. We are talking about peace.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to contact my mother that are in the race. I would
Mm-hmm.
let them give them a few words of encouragement. She should not give up. She should not give up. She should stand as a leader. I don't care what whosoever talk about that one piece, that piece we want. I would like to set an example in one country. Then Marcy, you know the renowned woman that was in one country or need the phone or the person with the job. I was still this for my mother.
Mm-hmm.
She said that that generation was a strong lady. She contested in one country among men. People talk all kinds of things against her. Well, what it is? Because a lot of development today, on me is on one of the renowned districts with a swap of district in Bomb County.
Yeah.
So I would like to encourage my mother that she should not give up. That she continue. That
Okay.
she continue and stand as a woman. So we the male we should recognize her. And thank you very much, Mama.
Okay. Thank you for calling too. Let's take this call. Lorena, you can take the call. Okay. So as to the other caller, of course, he was talking about young people on the radio. They call them party. It really make people laugh. Because how will you call it saying that we, the young people on the radio, we the one promoting violence? Probably from the very institution, I believe that no journalists or news, not news for
Person,
program, yeah, presenter
yeah,
will
presenter
ever
just
do
come
that
on the
on
radio and
national
start.
radio
No,
or local platform. No, we can't do that. We are very peaceful in our approaches and we all should that if you see things that encourage you to go to that particular media institution not just so called any other media institution we're talking about young people for all, I mean promoting peace on our platform. Don't do that here, please, my brother. Go ahead, my brother. What is the name? Okay, that color is out. So call us on the numbers 0770907 We are here talking about peace. What should young people do as we head to the general elections? We have 53 more days to the election, and we are talking about peace. And on today, Liberia celebrates 20 years of peace in the country, and we are talking about peace because we all need peace ahead of the election. Even after the election, we need peace in this country. Let's take this caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my sister. How you coming out? How you coming in yesterday?
Yeah, we are doing great. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Central Montali. My name is Abbas. Abbas Wise here.
Yeah.
Well, my sister, I'm so sorry that the young people that get calling you people, they say they get violent. They don't know what they call war.
Mm-hmm.
War came in Liberia in 1980, destroy our property, our life, our mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So they just come in, they don't know what they call war. That's why sometimes when they call violence, they touch you sometimes. I can feel bad what Liberians.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what a late in the charter in here today, our president, former president in here, he said, what three kind of people in Liberia, in the world, the white man, black man, Liberian man.
Mm-hmm.
I want way of thinking.
I don't know. It's very, very below our teaching, people teaching.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to be able to know what power lay in the country. The poor ballot you tear or you taking a knee from them. When
Mm-hmm.
God say they will win, they will win.
Definitely.
It's
So
not a must. When God say they will win, they will win. And that's then when you tell a person need that person, a person that want to put person, you know the person already.
mm-hmm.
So
So
you'll be like just about for us. So that illiteracy, I don't know, it's too much for us.
mm-hmm.
So I just want to advise this. These are our children, let us forget what violence is in the country.
Okay, thank you for
What's
calling.
not doing that, bro?
Okay, let's take this other caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, what is the name and where you calling from?
I'm Sally H. calling from Israel.
Okay, why my brother?
Yeah, my sister, but I don't know about the election commission message concerned about the voting article.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the voting article for the election commission trying to tell that before you get a voting article, if you miss your article before you get it by no further US. I get my voting article, my face, he lose for on it. So I will do that issue. Putting somebody in power, I'm a company father out to go get article to put somebody in power. When you get it, no, you're not doing nothing for in the country.
I think if you go to the headquarters there, then you'll better discuss it. I get handicap, but then your face
Your face, where
is
your
is
name,
the
everything
face
is
for. I
correct.
think yeah, when they took the handicap
Yeah.
for the machine, they don't let it
Yeah,
get
yeah,
trans.
it happened. Our going to look it happened on the road. Now more one car going, face it looks on article. So when we get to the type of get the immigration, so everybody to get out for in the car. After we get out for in the car, when we in the house, we are trying to ask everybody for the article. And the lose to the woman said, on the article. The other who get the article say for me. But the woman, okay, you need on the article. But they say not there. So I don't know what to do. Immigration, I don't have the article. They said no, enough for her. But the woman say, okay, okay, now, they put the article, let it come. Then you will use me. Money on the article, my face not on it. Then you tell tell me that enough for me. Who get it? And
Okay, my brother.
they picture that. They picture that on the article, enough against the level, it goes on it. It's okay, you listen.
Okay, we encourage you to go to NEC, then you
Just
better
go
be able
and
to
yeah,
address your problem.
let me see his
NEC,
office.
yeah. So just go to the office. There are things that just a man on problem and they can address. So let's take this other caller on our local number.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, we are doing great. What is the name? If that was where you're calling from.
Yeah, I'm about to have a calling from Florida.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for the platform. You see what the owner was saying. How can I uh, about it can be a thousand or $1 million. You see those that are giving relief to you that you don't know them. What interest do they have to give you relief for?
Mm.
See? And besides that, today is children of today, it is Wesley. Now, some of them.
Oh,
Let's look at our
so
hello.
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Quickly.
let's look at our own generations. We come from in the 50s.
Mhm.
Let's look at our generations today. Are very destroyed because of the senseless water entering into this country.
Mhm.
Many of our sisters born and survived it. Some of them are unfortunate because of the situation in which we went through. Now, if today people are seeking for war, mind you don't know the consequences of war. But,
Okay,
but
my brother. Thank you. Your line is pretty sure. Let's
at
take
the
this
end,
call. Let's take
I'm
this
still
other
there.
call briefly. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, tell us where you're calling from.
My name is Peter Brian. I'm calling Capital Papa.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my contribution to the topic has to do with the,
You have to off your
the
monitor because you don't want to get ear problems on this.
okay.
Yeah, off your monitor, please. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah, you are live. Go ahead.
Okay. It has to do with the peace of our country, Liberia.
Okay.
Now, it has been a couple of times I've come across people getting flyers for on the wall. Or,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and for each time we start to talk to them concerning the issue, oh,
this is against the rules of election. We shouldn't do this to secure the peace for our beloved country Liberia. We shouldn't do this, throwing other people flyers on the wall. They get into arguments.
Hello, are you there? Okay. So we have 4 more minutes to call it a day. Let's take one more call and then we can end this program. But we are here talking about peace and we are promoters of peace. We are ambassadors of peace. We have not one day discussed violence here on our platform. We have been talking about peace on all of our programs. For those of you that have been following Voice of Liberia regularly, you can attest to what I'm saying. We have been one institution in Liberia that have been focused on peace and condemning violence. We have been talking about peace. So my brother that call, I don't think this is the real platform to attack. We are all young people and we know the essence of peace. We know how we are all enjoying the peace. So we don't want or we would not like to be part of those instigating violence in the country or trying to do that. No, we are lawful of our peace. So there are no where in time or there's no time where we have discussed violence on this platform. No, no. We are not here to do that. So for us, the last we're just waiting to take one more call and call it a day on this program. So for us, let's take this call. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Christian. I was talking about, unfortunately for me, my phone went off.
Okay, I'm finishing.
Yeah. Now, my question was,
Mhm,
is there a time that we come across, people carrying flyers on the wall?
mhm.
Yeah, so we want.
Wow, the lab
Apologies
is
for
terrible. Very, very
yeah,
terrible.
some apologies
So
of the
yes.
call session.
Okay, so that is the end of us taking course. So we are about to conclude this program. So let's just go to Lorena for her party statement and then conclude from this.
Okay, so let me appreciate all of the callers for their contribution this afternoon or this morning on the program. It was indeed a wonderful time having us there contributing to the program. Please join us Monday when we'll be back again for another edition of the program. I've been Lorena Colette.
Okay, so that was the voice of Lorena Kule. She is also a presenter of this program too. So this is the program today's paper. This program comes away every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And on this program, we digest all of the stories in the print media, and we feature 4 local dailies on this program. But before going, let's read you our comments on the last video. We have 2 persons that commented on this live video. We have Mamanti Tawant. He said, I'm watching from District Number 3, Mosrado County. And we have Abraham Malik. He said, that's the way of politics. You just have discuss your opinions first in order to gain popularity. That's part of political game. You just continue to preach about liberal peace and forget about politicians discussing one another. So let's say thank you so much to our followers, those of you that watch this live video. We want to say thank you, and also our regular listener. I want to say thank you. We all should keep following Voice of Liberia And we actually features four local tales on the paper program today. We read for you the Daily Observer newspaper, the Independent newspaper, Front Page Africa, and also the Inquirer newspaper. So my name is Mafida Kamara. I want to say thank you so much for being there with us. And I encourage you to keep being a peaceful citizen in this country as we head to the election. So thank you so much for being there. Bye bye for now.